Hello everyone, welcome to the channel. I'm your host, The Treatment, and here we have a new video series on how to use Ashteki, the online platform to play Ashes Reborn. This video series will be targeted at newer players to get up and running quickly and to be comfortable with some of the main UI elements. In this video, we're just going to cover the main home screen, and in subsequent videos, we'll cover a little bit on deck management, how to import a deck or edit a deck, and then we'll also cover game creation and some of the UI elements inside the game. So let's just get started. Here is the main page, and at the top, we have a few menus, which are mostly just reflections of the bigger button here. So you don't really need to worry about any of those other than maybe looking at the help section if you have any questions. The main button that most people will use is the two-player button because that's for creating a game for you versus someone else. Then there is a league button. This is for one of the competitive leagues that is run by the community, and there are automated pairings each week. So this sort of allows you to shortcut the game creation. And then there is the Chimera mode, otherwise known as Red Reigns or solo mode. And this allows you to just play a game solo against the Chimera. We also have My Decks, which is where you will manage your decks and edit your decks. And then you have the results section, which is where all your statistics will be for your games, your win-losses, your matchups, etc. On the right, we have the game list. So this is the game lobby, effectively. And you'll see that right now there's a lot of games going on because there's the AshCon event run by Plaid Hat Games. So you'll see that there's a bunch of games, and in this case, they're all spectatable because they have a watch button, which is really cool. And I suggest, anyone creating a game that you allow spectators because it's just really great for the community. And in fact, we can just jump in here quickly to see what's going on. So this is a little bit what we'll cover in a later video, but this is the game, and we'll cover all the different elements in here. But it's really cool that you get to just jump in. There's chat as well. And it's really clean and easy to use, and almost every single thing is automated, which is just great. So we'll get out of here. And then in the upper right here, you have just, a little bit about what's going on in the lobby. So how many games are active, how many people are here, your network connection, and then your profile, which is where you can set a bunch of settings like the background and other things. But we're not going to cover that in this video series because most of them are easy to figure out, but some of them are also, it's just not necessary for new players. There's also this button for Patreon, which will direct you to the Patreon page for the developer who maintains this out of the kindness of his heart. I highly suggest doing that. And it also enables you as a Patreon member access to more than the basic standard level 1 Corpse of Eros. So if you want to play a lot of solo, then you should become a Patreon member as well. So let's just jump into the first menu here. We're not going to cover all these options. We'll do that later. But basically, the defaults are really sane so that if you just want to create a game and get going real quick, provided that you've already imported or built a deck on the platform, then it's a matter of just hitting that button and clicking create, and your game will go into the game list, and then someone else can join. It's just that easy. So there's a bunch of options here, but all the defaults are easy enough to just go with right off the bat. There's also some game formats, which we will talk about because those are really helpful for a new player. But yeah, they're very simple. Then we have the league. Like I said, this should not be a concern for most of you new players. This is automated pairings for the competitive league, but I do suggest once you've got a few games under your belt to join because it's a great way to get in the competitive scene. And then we have the start game of the solo game, and there's basically no options here other than allowing spectators, but it's dead simple to get started there as well. And my deck section, which we will cover later, this shows you all of your decks, your win rate. You can edit decks, you can import decks, and once you have decks in here, then you can use these under the constructed game mode when you're selecting during setup. And finally, just real quick, we have the results section. This will show you not only your statistics for every Phoenixborn that you've played, but it will show you your game list, your individual matchups. It also gives you access to any alt art cards that you may have earned through community events, and it will show you effectively the competitive leaderboard here. If you're playing a lot and you do really well, you'll be up here, which is really cool. And that's about it. This UI is really simple and it's great. It's easy. So hopefully we'll cover more of the details in future videos. And again, welcome to the community and happy Ash playing.